And where the joint summit of the East African Community and the Southern African Development Community has directed a resumption of direct negotiations and dialogue with all state and non-state parties, military and non-military, that is including the M23, and under the framework of the Rwanda/Nairobi process. This is one of the outcomes of the just concluded summit that was led by Kenya's President William Ruto, as George Maringa reports.
It is a summit that had been anticipated following a fortnight of renewed and escalating conflict in eastern DRC. Rwanda's President Paul Kagame arrived on Saturday to attend the summit, while DRC's President Felix Tshisekedi chose to stay in Kinshasa but joined the summit virtually. President Ruto, who is also the chairman of the EAC, pointed out that the conflict in eastern DRC is a result of a wide spectrum of historical, economic and political issues which go back in time for many decades and spill across national and regional borders.
Excellencies, our presence here underscores our consensus that the time for action is now. The lives of millions depends on our ability to navigate this complex and challenging situation with wisdom, clarity of mind, empathy for the millions whose lives and livelihoods have been plunged into uncertainty, concerns for DRC's lost opportunity to accelerate its growth and development, and a steadfast commitment to peace and justice.
President Ruto has urged all parties in the conflict in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo to cease hostilities and embrace dialogue.
We stand together to call on all parties to actualize the ceasefire, and specifically on the M23 to hold further advancement, and the armed forces of DRC to cease all retaliatory measures. An immediate ceasefire is the only way by which we can create necessary conditions for constructive dialogue and implementation of a comprehensive peace agreement.
Rwanda's President Paul Kagame is reportedly said to have continued pointing a finger at DRC, saying, and I quote, "DRC cannot just tell us to keep quiet when they are mounting a security problem against our country. Nobody can tell us to shut up. We have been begging DRC and its leaders for a long time. We have shared our issues and asked DRC to address them, but they have refused. Let us not just have another meeting like the many we have had. We can't go on forever massaging problems. What is happening there is an ethnic war that has been brewing for a long time, denying people's rights and then attacking Rwanda. You must recognize people's rights and take a step and resolve the issue. This war was started by DRC and not anything from Rwanda. It was just brought and put on our shoulders, and we were told to own it. We can't own it. There is no question about it. Let us use this meeting in a manner that will put into account all these matters seriously and find a lasting solution." Presidents Samia Suluhu Hassan of Tanzania, Hassan Sheikh Mohamud of Somalia, Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, and Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia attended the joint EAC SADC summit. Other countries were represented by vice presidents, prime ministers and cabinet ministers.
And so we call on all parties involved in the DRC conflict to positively engage in negotiations, prioritize the well-being of its people, and commit to peaceful coexistence.
Such joint initiatives must see us scale up bold and decisive actions to silence the guns on our continent, but most immediately implement lasting solutions to the escalating conflict and humanitarian crisis in the eastern DRC.
After a two-day rigorous session that had been preceded by a ministerial conference and culminated in the summit of heads of state, the outcome was a 22-point communique. Will 2025 see the beginning of the end of the decades-long conflict in DRC? Time will tell. George Maringa, TV47, Nairobi.
President of the Republic of Madagascar.